Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie. I am the owner and founder of Lady Faulty. You're either watching this on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. So welcome. Thanks for joining. Yesterday I did a video on crafting an altar box for our ancestors and ran out of time. And I felt really bad about that. Because we didn't finish up, and I was like, well, why not just go live again and finish it up? Typically I don't do 3 videos in a week because I have to do notes and get stuff ready and everything, but I'm like, well, I did all that for yesterday, so I really don't need to do all that. I can just come live and finish the box. So this is the 3rd video I'm doing this week, which is like really rare. I don't think I've ever done 3 in a week, but I've really felt bad about not finishing up. And so I wanted to come back. I don't know if it'll take 45 minutes. I just used the same time from the video from yesterday, but of course I get talking and take up time anyway. But if you haven't seen part 1, this is a part 2 of a video. If you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and go back and watch part 1. But I am going to just recap my notes really quickly. But again, you can go back and watch part 1. Again, this is really quickly, because like I said, this is part 2. So one of the reasons you would want to create a ancestor altar is to connect with your ancestors. So connect with past loved ones, family members. Can even be ancestors that you never met. Doesn't have to be somebody that you physically have met or known. It could be any ancestor. Normally the first step in doing your altar is finding a location for your altar, which in this case you're still going to want to find a location, but the purpose for this box is that it is portable. You can kind of take it wherever you want. If you wanted to go out on your porch and work and do your little work with your altar, I say little work, but I don't mean to like belittle it, but because I usually don't spend a whole lot of time out there, just a few minutes. So if you wanted to go out if I wanted to go out on the porch, I could take it out there and do my work out there, or I could take it down to the bedroom or outside or to a hotel, or not that anybody's traveling right now too much, but the point is it's portable. The other thing I was thinking about it after is it's really good if you have kitty cats that like to knock things over, or if you have children that get into things. You can have all your stuff in the box and close the box, and then the box can just sit on a shelf or your TV stand or a bookshelf or whatever and just look like a nice decorative box. But you may decide even with the box that you want to set up a permanent one somewhere in your house, and that's fine. Most likely what I will do is set it up somewhere through Samhain, and then take it down and leave it all in the box so that next year, or if I want to work with it sometime in between, I can just go ahead and pull the box out and everything I need is in the box. Natural materials is great. My box is made out of wood. It's just from like the dollar store, so it's not like super fancy wood or anything. It's just one of those, I think I paid like $5 for the wooden box. But if you don't have a wooden box, you can use cardboard. You can use really any kind of box. I've been kind of paying attention to different kinds of boxes that have been coming into the house, and I'm like, some of these are really nice heavy-duty boxes that could be used for something. So now not only am I going to decide that I need to save every jar that comes into the house, I need to save every box that comes into the house. But the other thing which I thought was a really cool idea is to use an old jewelry box. So if you got a jewelry box laying around that you don't really do anything with, you could do that. Or if you have the actual ancestors jewelry box, that would be really great to use. Um, I showed you yesterday about cleansing the box. I just took the sage and lit it and then held it under the box. My McAfee virus thing is popping up here. Just held it under the box. So I had the box and I took the sage under it and I turned the box over and did it again. And that was just because somebody made the box, probably on a production line, I'm sure, but somebody was still touching it. Somebody had somewhere touched it, whether it be somebody that put it in the machine, somebody that took it out of the machine, somebody that put it in a box, somebody that put it from the box to the shelf on the store, the cashier. And not that I think any of that was negative or anything, I just wanted to clear out any energies that might be on there. So we did that. The other thing I talked about was a cloth, and the big reason I talked about the cloth was because depending on how you want to set your box up, makes a difference on how you're going to use the cloth and how you're going to decorate it, right? So if you wanted to have just everything in the box, and when you want to work with it, you take everything out of the box, close the box, put the cloth over the top, and then put everything on the top. You would want to be aware of when you're decorating the top to not put anything that would be raised. So you want to make sure it stays flat. So you might want to just paint it, paint a picture on it, put a sticker on it, something that's going to be flat. So when you put that cloth on there, then you set your items up there, they're not going to be wobbly. If you're going to set your box up, everything's going to fall here because I have all my stuff in the box right now. Let me take everything out so I can actually show you guys what I'm talking about. And I think I got some glue on my hinges, so I did. So if you're going to set the box up and put the cloth on top and then put all your things on here, this way you would want to make sure it's going to stay as flat as you can get it. My box I'm going to set up this way. You can see where yesterday I glued in 2 little clothespins and put my picture in there. But I'm going to set it up like this. So I can really do whatever I want on the top. It doesn't matter if it's raised or bumpy or whatever because I'm going to set it up this way. So I'm going to put the cloth on the table, then set my box up, and I'm going to set my stuff up inside here. Okay, that makes sense for everybody. And you can see I painted the inside of the box. So yesterday what we had started to do was I was taking these scraps of paper. I bought this paper to look old, like old newspaper. And I love to I'm going to say it wrong, Mod Podge with it. I just love it. I've done 3 or 4 different boxes this way, and I just love the look of them after. So, so what I did last night was I hadn't even, by the time we went through 45 minutes yesterday, I hadn't even finished doing the lid. So I couldn't really go much farther. So what I did last night is I came home and I just finished around the whole top of the lid. So you can see that's all covered there. Did I miss a spot? I may have missed this. Yeah, I missed a little teeny spot right there. So go back and fix that. Anyway, so like I said, mine is going to stand up this way. And just so you know what let's see, go back to my notes real quick, finish up that. And then, so cloth, so the reason like I said, I wanted to mention that up front is because decide how you want your box to stand, and then decide how you're going to use your cloth to determine how you're going to actually decorate the top of it. You will probably want a candle to go in your box. I've got so much stuff here on my desk. It's not even funny. A bottle of water, or I am using a little bottle of oil. I also have a feather. I have this little seashell that I decorated. This was, I don't know, something I did. Decorated a little seashell here. And so that's going to go in there with a little piece of sage. And then I got a little box of matches to go in there. So that will all go in there. So when I use my altar, I'm doing the work there. I have what I need to smudge. And I have my candle and I have my oil to anoint. And let's see what else. So the other thing that you would be looking for is then what we call an offering. So some sort of food or drink that you may want an offering. The other thing that's really great for offering is tobacco. So you could have a little bit of tobacco in there. I do have all kinds of tobacco, so maybe I will put a little bit in there. But the other thing, like I said, is food and drink. And then the next item is things that would be personal to the person that you want to work with. And the one thing I remember, well, I remember lots of things, but I always remember going to my grandma's house, and she would always want you to drink tea. So I have a little tea bag to go in there. You'd open her cupboard, and there would just be boxes and boxes of whatever kinds of tea she could find at our local grocery store. And again, remember, this was a long time ago. This was before Amazon, or anything like, or ordering online or anything like that. So she was kind of limited to what she could actually just find at her grocery store. But she would have just boxes and boxes of different kinds of teas that she could find. The other thing, and I think a lot of grams did this, was she always had a little bowl of peppermints out for candy. They were always on the little table in the living room of little candies. So I've got those, and I do have a necklace that was hers that I'm going to somehow hang in the box. And then, of course, I have the picture of her and my grandfather. I have pictures of my gram by herself, because that's really the energy that I'm working with, is my gram. But I just love this old picture of them, so that's what's going in. And then some of the other things you can put in are crystals, a bell, so any kind of flowers, fresh or dried. And the other thing I wrote down is some people put dirt in theirs. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, and I said this yesterday, is I might put some moss in here somehow. I might stick some moss in here. Either I was thinking down here, but then I'm like, if I'm actually going to be setting things up there, maybe the moss wouldn't go good there. But maybe I could put the moss here, just to bring in a little bit of that outside earth energy. And dirt, you know, dirt is representative of the bone people. So, but anyhow, decorating it was what we were here to talk about today. And so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to turn the camera down, and we're going to just take a few minutes to do the top. I will come back and Mod Podge all the rest of it this weekend and get some pictures up for you. But like I said, I came home last night and I thought I got all of it, but apparently I missed a spot, so that we could do the top of the box today. I'm going to just turn you guys down here, and you can see the top. All right, so that's good. So like I said, this was just, I took the Mod Podge, and little pieces of paper that I had pre-ripped up. Came in a big sheet, so I pre-ripped up a bunch of it so I wouldn't have to do that. I thought I was saving time, but still ran out of time. And you just take a paintbrush. These ones are yucky now, but I took the paintbrush and you just paint the glue on. Mod Podge is, I don't know, is it technically glue? Yeah, it says glue. So I would paint that on, I would put the piece of paper down, and then I would paint the glue over it again. It's really easy, and when you kind of just are sitting and doing it quietly by yourself, it's a little bit meditative for me anyway. All right, so but I will come back and finish all of that. I had kind of intended to do it all last night, but by the time I got home from work, it just wasn't happening. All right, so I got all my stuff here that goes inside the box. This was a card I liked. This is, they come in when I order stuff from Sage Goddess. They send all these different really neat cards. And I saved them all because I might want to use them for some sort of crafting or something. And so today I was thinking, for the box for today, I was thinking it would be really nice to have something on the top of it that was a little more decorative. And this just really felt like it was, you know, it's kind of got the dark background. So we're kind of into the darker season, which you can tell it's dark behind me. She's working with the sage and the clearing, and it's just very ancestral kind of looking to me. So, noise behind me, I don't know what it is. So I have these little tubes of glue that I use because glue does not like me. If I buy a big bottle of glue, we don't get along. As you can see, this bottle of glue, you can't see, look, it's like I've dripped it everywhere. It's a mess. I am not to be trusted with glue. But I'm going to just take this and go along here. Okay, something is making a noise behind me and I don't know what it is. Because the dog is on the couch. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Alright. And I'm just going to set that down. Ah! Glued it to my own finger. Alright. It goes fast, right? Press it down here. Try not to glue my finger to it again. And I wasn't super picky. I didn't like measure it. I didn't make sure it was centered. I didn't make sure the top and the bottom were exactly the same. But you know what? I'm not that picky sometimes. Other things I am. I don't know why, but that not so much. All right. So the other thing you could do is I have all kinds of chipstones. And again, if you sit down and do it quietly, it's very, very relaxing. You can take the glue, I put a little line, maybe about an inch or so, because it does dry fast. And then I place all the little gemstones, and then you do another strip of glue, and then you place all the little gemstones. And again, it can be very relaxing, meditative to do that. But I'm not going to do that on this box today. You could do around the outside here, or you could do around the outside of the picture. That would be pretty as well. But I have a couple of boxes that I've already done that with. So I wanted to do something a little different today. The other thing is I have a bunch of seashells. I'm not doing those today either, but you could, line the box with seashells, or again, line the frame here with seashells, or you could put a seashell on the corners. That might look pretty. Maybe I'll do the four corners. Find maybe some smaller ones. I honestly, there's something making noise behind me, and the dog is on the couch. Just trying to find four that are about the same size. Alright, I think I will do that. I hadn't planned on doing that, but I think I want to. It's probably the noise. We have bird feeders. See, I'm telling you, glue and I do not get along very well. I have to take my glasses off because I'm blind. So the trick is to just set it there and let it dry. Can you guys hear that noise? Is it just me? Am I going crazy? Alright, I might need to grab another tube of glue here because this one's not working and I have more stuff to do here. And where did I put my glue? Oh yes. Of course I put it in like a spot I can't get to. Of course I did that. I have a huge basket here of crafting supplies. That is overflowing, and I tried to organize it, and I really think all I do is just move things around in the basket. I don't really organize much of anything. Alright. Another glue. Alright. Back in business. So I'm going to place a dot of glue there. Set that down. Ooh, that was a lot of glue. Alright. So we have the 4 seashells there. And what I'm going to do now is something I have not tried before. So we'll see how it goes. And it's going to be a little bit messy, but it's okay. It'll clean up. I have this piece of paper, this parchment paper here, like baking paper that you just usually put on your cookie sheet when you're cooking or whatnot. But I actually love it for this purpose, for crafting, because I drop glue, I put the paintbrushes down, whatever, and I don't have to worry about getting my surface of my table dirty or stained or whatnot. My eyes watering. It's all kinds of allergies here right now. So what I wanted to do was, one of the things that I talked about bringing in was flowers, and my Gram's name was Rosalind. So I have these crushed rose petals, and what I'm going to do, or try to do, is I'm going to go along this picture frame, this picture here, with glue, and then sprinkle the rose petals onto it. So Again, I've not done this before, so I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm going to just do one line of glue here, and then take this and just kind of line those up there the best I can. These are bigger flakes than I thought they were. Usually I do this stuff and this glue is already drying. I do not know what's going on in my kitchen. I'm hoping it's a bird outside the window, but I don't think it is. We've had a problem where a couple of chipmunks actually have gotten their way into the house lately, and also mice. Alright, so I'm going to go here. I don't think I'm going to do the whole line because I think it's drying up too fast. I think that works better if I put them in here and just kind of slide them over. And it doesn't help, guys, that I am like so blind. It's not even funny. Like, I can't see with my glasses on. I can't see with my glasses off. When I'm doing stuff like this, I usually have to take my glasses off and get really close. I have bifocals on my glasses, but I still can't see shit. I might have to wait till this dries and like turn it upside down and see what's stuck and what hasn't stuck, and then I will go back and fill in any spots that there is. I don't know, I think that's coming out pretty neat looking. I've never done that before, but a lot of times too with stuff like this I'll use tweezers because I do tend to get glue all over myself and I can't stand glue on my fingers. The other thing I do is I have a pencil. My pencil's done a lot of crafts with me. It cannot be used as a pencil anymore because the tip of it is so covered in different kinds of glues and paints and whatnot. I suppose if I shaved it down, it could be used as a pencil again, but a lot of times I use it to hold things in place so I don't have to use my finger. So, you know, sometimes you can just use tools however you want. Sitting here smelling the roses too. As my grandma always wore, I don't know what brand she wore. I don't remember. I remember her having a lot of glass little bottles on her. She had a little vanity in her bedroom. And she had a lot of glass bottles, but I remember she always smelled like roses. I don't know if she had a particular perfume that she bought or whatnot, but I remember she always smelled like roses. She always had her apron on. I love it when you see pictures like that with her aprons on. I'm like, I don't think I've ever worn an apron in my life, besides, waitressing jobs and things like that. But that's kind of a neat old tradition of the wearing an apron in the kitchen. Do you see where this could be a very relaxing, if I wasn't talking, which is fine, but if I wasn't talking and I was just doing this in silence by myself with my meditation music going, and it could become kind of meditative. Even talking to you guys, it's still very relaxing and calming for me until I get the glue on my fingers, and then it won't be relaxing and calming. But I seem to be doing okay this morning. I might need another bottle of glue. Oh, that's a big piece. Some of these just may not stick good because they may not have made contact with the glue well. So again, that's just, I think we used a whole nother bottle of glue. So if anybody is making one, I would love to see pictures of what you've made. It'd be really nice to see other people's stuff. Sometimes it's kind of nice to go into it with no plan and just kind of be like, yes, I do live on a busy road, on a big straightaway. So people tend to hit the straightaway here and see how fast they can get before they have to slam on the brakes for the corner at the end. All right, I think that's just going to go in here with a couple little. That spot looks a little. Just going in spots where it kind of looks a little thin. Add a little extra glue and a petal. Dryer. Dryer's done. All right. Not sure about that spot right there. Go in there, open up a little piece. disturb the first piece. So that's okay. And right here, this is kind of a leaf here and not a rose. So I'm not going to take the leaf out. I'm just going to add the rose petal to it. It's kind of neat that one leaf ended up right where the little latch is. Alright, make sure to close up our rose buds so we do not spill them. Alright, found my glasses. My other thought was I had some of these crystals here, these gemstones. But you know, I'm thinking I added the seashells and the rose petals, and I have to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of Aurora quartz. It's quartz that's been heat treated and coated. A lot of times they're coated with some sort of metal. So the quartz is real. There is a real piece of quartz there. But then it's kind of doctored up a little bit by man. And it is pretty. And like I said, it is quartz. But I prefer my quartz to look like this. Just my preference. There's a lot of people out there that absolutely love Aurora quartz, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just really not my favorite. But I bought a bunch of these to make some bracelets because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that do like it. So even though it's not one of my favorites, I know there's a lot of people out there that like it. And so I bought this to make some bracelets, and I was thinking maybe I would put them on the box, but I think where I added the seashells, or I might go back and actually do some yes, I have way too many supplies. But I keep these on hand. I was making necklaces with them, but thinking maybe just maybe 8 o'clock. Thinking maybe I'm going to glue clear quartz. Of course, I have 3. I know I have quartz points. They're like all over my house, so I will certainly find a 4th one. That's not an issue. This one's neat. This one? Oh, I dropped it. I don't know where the hell it went. Come on. I gotta back up. I don't usually do this on the video. Back up. Where did it go? There it is. Right, now the trick is to come back. I'll just lean forward. This one, I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little baby on it. See the little baby? The camera is not going to pick it up for you. Right there. Look at it. It has a little teeny baby going off it. I know. I'm weird. Alright. I am going to do that, and then I will have to find a 4th one around here somewhere. Trust me, there are many, many quartz here. There will not be a problem finding a fourth one. I have a bowl of quartz here, but I don't think I have anything that would be tiny like that. That one might be too big. I'll use that one. These are ones I actually, that bowl that I just had, these are quartz that I actually went and dug up. My husband and I and my grandson went to a local little mining location and dug them up. Yeah. Like I said, I'll come back and I will do the rest of it. And I usually don't decorate much on the bottom or the sides or anything, but you certainly can. You could put whatever you want on there. But I think I'm very happy with this one. Top. So then when that's dry, I'll leave it flat for today while I'm gone so it can dry. And then, like I said, this weekend I will have to finish up the bottom half, but I will, before the end of the weekend, I will get it all set up, standing up, so you can kind of see all the pieces, like I said, that are in there, because I showed you guys, I've got the tea bags, I've got 3 peppermint candies, because if you guys have been watching my videos, you know I love to do things in 3s. I've got a little necklace that was my grams, and then I've got the tools. So I've got my oil, and I've got my feather for smudging, and then I've got my shell and my sage and my lighter there. And then again, you can really add whatever you want to it from there. So as long as you got your smudging stuff and covering the 4 elements, you're good. Technically, I wouldn't even need the oil. I could use the shell as my water element, but I think I want the oil in there if I want to anoint. So when I go sit, I can anoint and smudge and make that kind of part of the little working with the Ancestral box. And like I said, offerings and personal belongings, and I kind of made the offerings and the personal belongings the same items, just happened to work out that that was a good fit there. And a little candle, if you want to light a candle. I actually think I pulled this one out to put in it because it was small, but I think this box is big enough. I might go see if I can find something that's a little bit more of a votive size and decorate the votive. And I was actually thinking, yesterday I mentioned it, I think I'm going to paint the top and the bottom of the box black, and then maybe put something on it, decorate it or something to kind of just make that a little bit more intentional as well in there. And then I have tons and tons of matches. I could just refill this box and not change. Usually I just throw that box out and get a new box, but if I'm going to decorate it and paint it, I can keep the same box. And my eyes are watering because of allergies, so it looks like I got a streak of mascara going there. So anyway, I am off to work. So I am a little bit happier that I got to come back and mostly finish the box. We still didn't really finish the box, but we got the top of it finished, so you can kind of see how to do that. And you could use any kind of herb, any kind of flower on the top. Like I said, you could use chipstones. I could have gone the whole way around with just the seashells. There's all kinds of things you could do. I'm not a big glitter person, but if you're a glitter person, you could certainly use glitter. I do have these. I bought them. I don't think I'll ever use them, but you never know. I bought these tapes that are glittery, so I could have gone around the box with the tape and made it that way, but I'm not really a glittery person, but you never know. So, yeah, so I am signing off for today, and I hope everybody has a really great weekend. I hope you get a chance to enjoy some outside time. Here, the leaves were absolutely gorgeous last weekend. They're pretty much, between the rain and the wind, they're pretty much gone this weekend. But my husband and I, depending on the weather and the temperature, we may go out and ride for a little while on the bike. Riding time is pretty quickly coming to an end, so get in a little bit that we can, and then we're not, my husband likes to go out and walk in the woods in the wintertime, not so much for me. So when winter comes, that's when I like to do my projects and read my books, and I have bought about 6 or 7 books, so I'm all prepared for reading for the winter. So yeah, so again, comment, questions, suggestions that you did, pictures of the boxes you made. I would love to see all of that. So, and as always, love you guys, and remember, be kind, because kindness is going to improve your day, but it could improve somebody else's day and potentially change somebody's life. So a small act of your kindness could potentially change someone's life. And it doesn't cost us anything. So lots of love. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.